Good morning, students. Welcome back. In this lecture, we are already studied with these two pages, The Tempest, chapter number 13, where we have discussed about Prospero, who is a magician living in a lonely island. Okay, there was a spirit, Ariel, her daughter, Miranda. Okay, then we have discussed his youngest brother, who was Antonio, the person who saved them, Gonzalo, old kind person. Then we have discussed about this, we have discussed 5 persons. Now we have left from here, we are going to start from here now. Prospero gave some other commands to Ariel and promised to free him after they had been completed. Ariel obediently flew off to where Ferdinand was sitting sadly. Now, new person announced, Ferdinand. Come, sir, follow me, Ariel commanded him. The young prince was astonished on hearing voice coming from the empty air, but he obeyed because he don't have any kind of chance to run. Ariel sang a song to lead him to Prospero and Miranda, who were sitting in a shade of a tree. Miranda saw Ferdinand first and could not believe on eyes. Why she did not believe on her eyes? Because she never see another person on this island. She is living with one Ariel spirit and with his father only. She can't expect that another beautiful creature is there. Oh father, look at that beautiful creature, she exclaimed. Is it a spirit? Now here, Father Prospero replied to Miranda, no child, it is not a spirit. It eats and sleeps just as we do. It's a man from the ship we saw. The ship is running here, moving. Okay, that is a man who was in that ship. He is wandering about looking for his friends. She was very surprised. Miranda was delighted with the sight of the handsome young prince. She thought all men had grey faces, serious looks, which is known as grey beards, like his father is having, because she never seen any kind of personality except his father. So she think that every man is like a grey face and grey beards like her father. Ferdinand was astonished at finding so lovely a maiden in this wild and lonely spot. He took her for the goddess of the island and addressed her as one. Miranda told him timidly that she was no goddess, but a simple maiden. Prospero was very pleased that two had fallen in love at first sight. All the same, he wanted to test their love by putting difficulties in their way. Accordingly, Prospero spoke to Ferdinand very harshly. He started speaking very rudely. You are spy. You told him you have come here to seize island from me. Let me tell you, you are not going to be succeed. I will tie you up. The food you are going to get only shellfish and roots. Now what happened? Miranda was in tears. Dear father, she cried, why are you so unkind? Have you pity on him? Have pity on him. But Prospero did not listen. He found some hard task for Ferdinand to perform because he only want to check their love. Whose love? Miranda and Ferdinand. Okay. He did not listen. He give some hard task for Ferdinand to perform. Pile up these logs of woods, he commanded him. Ferdinand obeyed, but he soon grew tired, for he was not used to such hard work. Miranda found him sitting exhausted by the logs. Little did she know that her father was smiling and delighted at her, invisible to them. He was standing nearby and listening to all that they said. He was delighted to find the two were so much in love. What is your name? Ferdinand asked to her. He's asking to Miranda. Miranda, she answered, telling him her name. although her father had commanded her not to do so. In a fine speech, Ferdinand told her that one day he would be king of Naples and she should be his queen. This made Miranda weep and joy. She answered him very simply, "I'm your wife, if you will marry me." Prospero had heard enough. He was now sure that they loved each other truly. He therefore made him visible and said with the kindest smile, "I have overheard all. Ferdinand, I have treated you harshly, I admit, but I'll make up for giving you my daughter. I merely wanted to test the strength of your love. I must leave you now, for I have a work to do elsewhere. Sit down and talk till I come back." Miranda and Ferdinand were very happy to obey. Prospero called Ariel to him. "Well, my brave spirit, what news of my brother and king of Naples?" he asked him. Ariel laughed. "I left them almost out of their senses. Means they are going to nearly mad. They were half dead with hunger and weariness. I reminded them their evil treatment of you and told them they were being punished for it. You should have seen their faces. They were filled with remorse that they are going to feel sorry at their wicked deeds. What they have done, they have left the boat in the sea with his biggest brother and his daughter. They were so miserable that I have to pity them. If you pity them, Ariel, then I, as a human being like themselves, ought to pity them all the more. Bring them here at once, my pretty Ariel." Ariel flew off obediently with wild music. Ariel drew the repentant men that who are going to regret with their deeds. Prospero came with the kind Gonzalo, who 12 years before had helped you Prospero in his distress, in their suffering. At first, the three men did not recognize Prospero. His magician's robe and a long white beard. But when Prospero thanked Gonzalo for saving his life, that his daughter, they knew who he was. Antonio instantly begged Prospero forgiveness, and so when they started to have forgive, so the king of Naples, Prospero, readily forgave them. Immediately, as thinking he is the youngest brother, he forgave them. They promised to give him back his dukedom. Who promised? Antonio, who was the youngest brother of Prospero. Okay. To the king of Naples, Prospero said, "I have a gift for you too." So saying, he opened the door, showed them Ferdinand, who was playing chess with Miranda. They both are brother. He is Antonio and he is younger brother Antonio, and he is the oldest brother, elder brother Prospero. He was both were brother and he was his son. She was daughter of Prospero. They both were sitting and playing chess. Great was the joy of father and son to find each other alive and well. "Let us forgive and forget," said Prospero. "Our troubles are over now." Prospero then assured his guests that their ship and crew were safe. They were all going to leave for Naples the next morning. Before he left the island, Prospero buried his books of magic deep in the earth and his magic wand as well. He would not need to use this magic power hereafter. Why should he? He had obtained all that he wished for. He had brought his brother and the king of Naples to repentance. He had received his dukedom back. Above all, Miranda was going to marry Ferdinand, the king of Naples, here and the man she loved. Prospero now turned to Ariel and gave him his freedom. "My quaint Ariel," quaint means attractive, in an unusual or odd-fashioned way. He said sadly, I shall miss you very much, but go, you are free now. Aries was filled with delight. He flew away singing this pretty song. Where the bee books. So he sing this thing. Where the bee sucks, there suck I. Like in a cow sleeps bell I lie. Cow sleeps bell I lie. I lie in the petals of cowslip flower. Like where a bee sucks, where I will do. There I couch when owls do fly. Couch means sleeps. I can sleep. On the bat's back I do fly after summer merrily, merrily shall I live now under the blossom that hangs on the bough. So I will sit on the back of the bats and in the summer and this weather, blossoms weather, I will live happily. This is all about how two brothers youngest brother cheat another elder brother with his daughter. They suffer and they win this again kingdom. They win this kingdom going through with the help of magics. Okay, this is all about this chapter, The Tempest, act of William Shakespeare, chapter number 13. Thank you. Have a good day. I'll send you this back exercise and question answers. You have to solve it. Thank you. Have a good day.